Hello friends, we have a couple new Harris Walls ads, and we're going to look at Stewart, Jon Stewart, and MSNBC going after Marjorie and the rest of the Republicans with their bad misinformation on FEMA. Let's get right into it.
His White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump, 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. It should come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is a danger to our troops and our democracy. We can't let him lead our country again.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Hey, white dudes. So I think we're all pretty sick of hearing how much we suck. Every time you go online, it's the same story. We're the problem. And yeah, some white dudes are. Trump and all his MAGA buddies are out there making it worse, shouting nonsense in their stupid red hats and acting like they speak for us when they don't. All they've ever done is screw us over. But if you're not on the MAGA train, where do you go? Isn't it just swapping out one crappy option for another? Then it hit me. This isn't about picking teams. It's about who's got a plan that's gonna make life better for me and my family. So I've been doing my own research and decided to check out Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And before you jump down my throat, they're actually talking to guys like us. No lectures, no BS. Just real solutions that protect our freedoms and help us take care of the people who matter. And honestly, I think Harris and Walz are the ones to make that happen. End of the day, you're your own man. It's your call. But if anyone gives you crap about it, tell them it's none of their damn business.
A fiery member of Congress struggled mightily as her body rejected the unity theme as though it were transplanted like a monkey heart.
Some of the extreme members of the Republican Party from gaslighting the American public about the cause of the storm, with Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeting, and I quote, "Yes, they control the weather. It's ridiculous for anyone to lie and say it can't be done." So, Marjorie, who are they? Who are the they you are referring to? Exactly. Democrats? Jewish space lasers? Who knows? The fact that a current member of Congress put something like that out in public, you should be ashamed of yourself, Marjorie. You need to go home and sit in the closet and check yourself.
She knows she's making that noise, right?
You have these individuals who want to go out and deliberately put out misinformation. So, for example, you have FEMA now having to warn of Helene misinformation, having to launch a rumor response page on their website so that people will get the facts. What the hell's wrong with these people? I mean, these aren't the same people that you and I worked with over these many years. I just don't get it. I mean, in a national tragedy, you love Donald Trump so much that you're going to parrot that kind of crazy out there and promote conspiracy, which, quite frankly, could wind up having people hurt and harmed, not getting the resources and the help they need because they're following Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene stupid down a rabbit hole?
Yeah, it's very clear to me Republicans are not sending their best and brightest to Washington anymore. It is unimaginable to me that at a time when so many of our fellow Americans are suffering, going through probably the worst experience of their lives right now, and what do these politicians decide to do? Politicize it. And what does Donald Trump try to do? Spread lies about it. He was saying that the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, couldn't get in touch with Joe Biden. The governor said that wasn't true, that Biden offered him anything that his state needed. Now Trump is out there saying that FEMA, they don't have enough money for relief for the victims of the hurricane because they were using that money on undocumented immigrants. Right. And the crazy thing is that Washington Post did a fact check, and it was actually Donald Trump during his administration who is taking money from FEMA in the relief fund to use on undocumented immigrants, not the Biden administration.
I'm glad you brought that up, because Valencia, when you look at that, you had Trump initially refused to approve disaster aid for California after deadly wildfires in 2018 because of the state's Democratic leanings. An ex-aide told Politico, adding that Trump changed his mind after Harvey pulled voting results to show him that the heavily damaged Orange County, California, had more Trump supporters than the entire state of Iowa. At that point, Donald Trump was, okay, then we can put some aid in there.
I mean, if there's anyone clearly having a pattern of making this about politics, it is Donald Trump. And it's extremely frustrating. Over 200 Americans have been dead and have been found dead and counting, right? These are families. People have lost their entire livelihoods, right? Like, they can't go back into their homes. And the other piece of this is I just continue to have that image of Donald Trump in contrast to, in moments like this, we are looking for a comforter in chief, right? Someone that can literally go anywhere, red state, blue state, and literally be there to say, I am here with you. Donald Trump was in Puerto Rico tossing paper towels at people, right? And I remember when, we laughed at it because it was crazy, but it's so inhumane. Yeah. And for this man to come out and lie, but then the other sad piece of this is that there are so many people who believe what he says versus the numerous fact checks that are out there by actual credible journalists. So in addition to the Republican Party having to rebuild itself once, they get through Trump, we also have to sow more trust in actual facts in journalism in this country after him, because there is no reason that we are disputing these facts when Brian Kemp is literally on air saying we missed each other's phone call, but we eventually start talking to each other.
And so that...
Yeah, friends, these people, I gotta tell you, I mean, Glenn Beck and all these right-wing media type shows are just so dishonest and spread vile, dangerous misinformation all the time. And you have people who are supposed to be responsible, like the former president, Donald Trump, and all the Republican members of Senate, of Congress, doing the same thing, just mocking whatever this guy says, like fools, and spreading total disinformation, making it dangerous, making it actually harder for people to claim funds, to get help. These people are just bad, very bad. And it was actually Trump, like the, late on MSNBC said, that actually threatened to hold back funds for California a few years ago in one of the fires and floods. So, and they're such hypocrites, and they're such projection artists. I guarantee you, whatever they say Democrats are doing, they're doing it. And they're doing it 10 times worse. And like the ads I showed at the beginning, this guy, why would you vote for somebody whose whole cabinet, almost the entire cabinet, is voting against him and advocating against him? All his top cabinet members, the vice president, the generals, all the top attorneys, everyone. So, I mean, come on, man. Hey, what says you're more unqualified, So, thanks for listening. And like and subscribe. And comment, please.